What's up, traders? Two trades today on ARWR and ARRY. Let's get to it. All right, traders, so a quick reminder, don't forget about the 200 sub giveaway. The link will be down in the description. So to jump right into it, we're just going to start here with ARWR. This happened right at the bell. We decided to jump in. We were looking for 2150, but it kind of felt like she was stalling out, and we didn't want to kind of miss the move back down, so we jumped in at 2138, and she decided to keep going. And she got right through 2150 and kind of exploded right up over 2170. She got to 2178. We got our ad at 2172. We learned our lesson from yesterday, not trying to get too greedy, waiting for the 50 break or whole dollar break and missing out on it. We actually got these out at 2150. So as you can see, it was perfect bottom tick there for the most part. The low was 41, but the ask I don't think ever really came down under 50. And sure enough, she shot back up. So now we're looking for that 22 pop. We got in a little bit early on this 22 pop because she did pop and then kind of stalled for a quick second. We jumped in so we didn't miss those shares, and then she actually went all the way up to 2250. So we didn't add there again because it was a quick move. We were just seeing if she did go over the 50 area, we would have looked at the add, but she never did. Came back down. We saw VWAP was right here, so we decided to take our shares, these shares off, looking for this thing to continue down for our original share size. She decided that this was just a pullback, so we were going to see what she did at high of day here. So she pops up. We pretty much top tick looking for this thing to make it. Made a nice quick move back up towards high day, which was at 2250. She didn't bust through, so we took those shares off. We got them at 2239, and we sold them at 2225. And then she decided to kind of start this little descending triangle. At least we thought it was. And so we added in here thinking this was kind of the top of the triangle, but then she decided to make another run. So I told myself as this was happening, we're going to see what she does at high a day. If she decides to really bust through and then come down and try to use that as support, we would cut it. But luckily it was a fake out, just like I'm trying to let these things kind of see if that's what they'll do. And sure enough, we got out of those shares. And we were back to our original share size, and we were looking for this thing to continue down, and it did, and we got a nice little exit there at the bottom of this candle. So that ended up being a $12 winner, but after commissions, I think we were down like a little over $20, which brings us to, and if you look at my exit there, it was at 958. So I was a little eager after that to really get into another trade, and on this candle right here, it went off on the scanner. And so I pulled up ARRY, and I saw how extended she was off VWAP, even though it was kind of a grinder. But the volume was there. And so I was telling myself, wait till it goes over 24. Decided to jump in before 24 because this was a decent little candle here. Didn't want to miss the move. And so we jumped in. Well, literally as I jumped in, because it had already kind of made this pullback, it decided to keep going. And sure enough, she went up to 2439. And as you can see, my entry was under 24, and the whole rest of the day, she hasn't been back there. She tried right here once, and that was it. And she never got back under. She did come back under here because she came up to the top of this and pulled back under. And obviously, I didn't know that it was going to do this, but right around in here when she didn't come back under 24, it probably could have been a good spot to just cut it. But we actually nailed the top up here because now we were just waiting for the $50. We ended up getting these at 24.53. We took them off at 44, just looking to see if we could get back to our original share size and wait for the continuation back down. We kind of got it, but then she stopped right here at 24.13, and she shot up. So this nice quick move, it made us real confident that we could get an add in here, especially looking for it to kind of double top. So we actually pretty much top ticked this one. 24.60, we got them at 24.55. You know me and my 10 cents. I put an order in there for 24.45, and we got it. And we're obviously looking for this thing to continue back down to VWAP. My buddy in the chat, where it's just me and him, he was like, ARRY and VWAP look like they're having a long-distance relationship, and they still are. But anyways, this thing was coming back up, and we were kind of looking for the 25 pop, but she kind of stalled out here. And I didn't want to miss my ad close to 25, because if you come back here where 25 was the top on the daily a bunch, there was sometimes where it got to like 76, 87. You get the idea. So it didn't always get to 25. So we were close enough to where I was like, okay, we'll get this ad, and if it pops over 25, hopefully it's a nice quick pop over 25, and we'll get that last ad, because that was going to be my last ad based off of this resistance on the daily. And the plan was, if she popped over 25, comes back under, if she decides to go back to high a day, that's a cut, because she's going to do what she did. And that's pretty much what I ended up doing, but there's more to the story. So we get these shares at 86. We actually end up getting these off at 74. It felt like she was kind of basing out here, but she did drop a little bit further. And so this is when we came up with that plan fully. I mean, it started here in our head, but this is where we really said, okay, this thing's really slowing down. We're going to look for that 25 pop, and then that's that. Like, we're going to get our ad, and if she comes back down and fails, we're just going to get out. Well, she never gets over 25, so we never add, and she comes down to this 24.50 area, and she sits here for, these are 2-minute candles. This is 20 minutes. It just sat at 24.50. And the moment that she started making this move up, I should have cut it. Like, at this point, I should have changed my plan and realized that if she does not break 50 here, that is a sign that she is not coming down. Like, she's just probably going to do what she ended up doing. So it got to this point, and like right around here at 75, I was like, I'm just going to see what she does. And then she made a decent little quick move up to 90, and she never came back down. She got back down to 76, and I'm like, all right, well, when I saw this candle, I'm like, maybe this was kind of, like a triple top per se. Maybe it's like, I originally thought this might have been a head and shoulders, and this was the point, but I mean, technically it was, but it failed. And for some reason in my head, I said I'm going to stick to my original plan, and it popped over 25. We actually got a pretty bad fill in this one. I hit it when I saw 25.14 because it was kind of basing out at 15. As you can see, she got to 25, pretty much 18. And I thought I hit it right at 14, but I guess it jumped down right as I hit it, and it gave me 07. Which, I mean, in hindsight, it's not a big deal because she didn't break down anyway. I mean, she didn't even come down and test 25. She only got to 25.04. And again, that was my plan, that if she reclaimed that high a day after she got over 25 without coming back under, or even if she came under 25 and then went back up, high a day, that was my cut, and I cut it. So as you can see since then, it was the right move. She actually did come down under that for a brief second, but now she's back up there, and yeah. So that was my trades today, and they were not fun. Total net P&L down 141.72. I stayed under my max loss for the actual trading, which is, I have set at $100, but this $56 in commissions is killer. When you get in these trades where you have to manage them and you're taking lower share size, that's where the small accounts really get hit, because say I'm trading with, we'll just say 750 shares to multiply by 10. My commissions would be the same on this trade, but I would have $120. So in the future, if I'm trading 750 shares instead of 75, which I'm down to 75 right now because of just what I've been going through with that MTSI trade, just kind of trying to get my bearings back on. But that's a much different, scenario. But I mean, obviously, this is a much different scenario too. This is a bigger loser as well. So, but I also think I probably managed that trade a little bit differently throughout the trade. I can't say that. I would have managed it exactly the same. I need to not get in these grinders every time. I mean, I pulled the chart up and I was like, this thing's kind of grinding, but then I got fooled by one candle. One candle. This candle fooled me. I was like, oh, look at this quick move. We're going to get a nice little quick move back down. So I jumped in and just never gave it to us. So very frustrated with today. Not frustrated with the trading. I think my trading was fine. I'm just frustrated with, the two tickers I ended up trading kind of, were not the right ones to trade. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Don't forget about the 200 sub giveaway. Link is down in the description. Questions or comments about my trading today, or any questions or comments that you just have in general, leave them down below. and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.